All right, fam, just got to the stomping ground. We're gonna do some Jika rigging. Got my rod delivered. Okay, this is the pre-production model of the Ark Bait Finesse rod. This is their longest rod for the first release. This specific model here, I'll read off the back. Okay, this is the BF68L1XC. Extra fast tip, okay? Rated, ooh, did you guys see that? Something was there. I think it was either a turtle or we have a lot of bluegills kind of like on this area, but the wind is blowing that way towards my stomping ground. But I do want to fish these areas a little bit before I head towards that way because there's always stuff around here, okay? I got my Gravity BFS Reel, of course, and it is spooled up with 6-pound Daiwa. Okay, this is the Fluoro Samurai, 6 pounds. This is the hidden concept. Oh, there's a lot of bluegills, yeah. But I got the Varivas, the Quick Change System. Okay, they're tiny little Jika rigs. This one is the size 1. Okay, size 1 hook. Wow, yeah, oh my gosh, look at all that. A lot of bluegills hitting the edges right now, so that's pretty cool. But likely they'll be on the wind-blown side with the sun and everything. That's where they're usually at. But sometimes, you never know, man. Like some of these bigger fish hide here because, you know, the bluegills are here, okay? And they want to feed and hog up spot for their spawning area. But yeah, I really like that spot over there because not only the wind is blowing there, it's my bread and butter so far the entire season. Like this year was here, last year was here. Like it's crazy. Like every year kind of changed a little bit. But as long as you know your lake, you know, you can fish all winter. You know, like I fished it till it froze and fished it when it thawed, and I'm still here. Jimbo is still here. That was a big carp. No, it's a goldfish. Crazy looking goldfish. But anyway, for the lure I have is the, oh my, I lost all my crawls already. Yeah, they're biting. They're for sure biting. That was the Stealth Craw from X Zone, their new Stealth Finesse series. But yeah, let me put a new Craw on and hopefully they don't bite all my stuff off. Oh, I got a tree. But I don't know if you saw that, but there was a fish that got spooked because of that. But I'll come back. But yeah, I like to throw stuff into gunk like those because they always hold fish. Here you guys go. This is the Stealth Finesse series, the scented Stealth Craw, 2.5 inches. It feels like K-Tech material if you ask me, which is fragile, which is pretty good. Okay, like sometimes you gotta have the fragile lures. The fish prefer that over like certain other plastic. That's why K-Tech is like, what do you call that? A clutch. Okay, it's a clutch. All right, put that in my pocket because you know you don't want to litter. Never. All right. But yeah, this Jika rig, there you go, rigged up, okay. See that? I could change the weight if I wanted to, but if you guys want to know the weight, this is 1.8, which is a 1/16 of an ounce. Very lightweight. Let the lure fall in slow. Okay, you glide it back, jiggle around, it will catch fish. Let me walk around. Here we are, guys. The wind started blowing towards this way, but the sun is on that side. So likely most of the fish are on that side. You gotta go where the sun's at and also where the wind's at. But you can find a wind-blown cove with the sun, both of them, you got money, okay? I actually went to fish with a buddy of mine and I forgot my camera at home, but we knocked it out of the ballpark. I mean, look at the sky, bluebird sky. You would think fish kind of don't want to bite, but that's not the case when it comes to feeding season, okay? Like feeding season, like fall and spring or late winter, a lot of fish want to start feeding up, especially the females. You know, they feel the warmth, they know fish are swimming, even though, you know, you have this crazy bluebird sky with the pressure, but they want the warm spot and they congregate in certain areas. So you find those areas with the fish, you know, you work it in different ways, finesse presentation like this, you'll catch them. I beat the crap out of this pond entire pre-season. So if anyone said they can't catch fish out of here, it's probably likely me. I come here most of the time right before I go, see, look at these fish right now. Right before I go pick up the kiddo. And I only spend like maybe an hour-ish. Sometimes I go even earlier, fish a good amount of time. Sometimes I even come here right after I drop them off before I go back home, before I log on the computer. So yeah, sometimes I fish it twice. Rod's pretty sensitive. I can tell these bluegills want it though. Please don't rip off my claw. That was a big bass. You guys saw that? He took one claw. He took one claw. Ah, I see a tree right there. Here we go. Smaller guy, but I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. All right, dude. Off you go. I'm glad he's still eating though. Like his bottom of his jaw, classic, you know, lipper gripper type thing, and he flopped and it ripped the bottom jaw off. That's what it looks like. Today with the Bluebird Sky, I'm working pretty slow at the bottom. Hop, hop, drag, hop, hop, drag, jiggle, jiggle. The Jika rig is really nice for jiggling because of how it's articulated. You have a lure that's either neutral buoyancy or some sort of buoyancy. You know, you leave it there, let the lure kind of, you know, do its thing down there, just jiggle a rod, just like that. And it put a lot of action out there. But yeah, so far every single fish today caught, not here, because like I said, I left my GoPro at home. It's pretty much jigging, okay? Either at the drop sometime after you pop it, let it fall back down, you hit it. That's been the style bite today. Ooh, a lot of panfish here. All right, if there's a lot of panfish here, that means there are gonna be some fish right around here, like bass, lurking a little bit further. Fish. Didn't I call it, guys? I freaking called it. Oh yeah. This is better. Oh yeah. Chica time, baby. All right, dude. Get big, get big. Fish. Oh, let's put it down a little bit. Ooh, jumpy. Keep it down. Keep it down, baby. Keep it down. That's, all right. Yeah, let's clear that out. Here we are. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, popped it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. This corner, man. So yeah, sometimes I want to say, right, we have this area where the wind is not really blowing, but the sun's been beating on it since the morning, all right? The sun rises from that side and goes towards that side. So it's been beating on this side the entire time. I don't know how the wind was earlier in the day, okay? But it doesn't matter. If the wind's not blowing this specific cold, right, that means the warmth stays here, kinda, right? And so that's where the fish was hiding today. I always hit the wind-blown stuff and I catch all the active fish, but if I'm fishing bottom, I don't mind slowing down on certain areas, like this area right here, and try to get that fish to bite. Jika rig fishing, love using it. And if you haven't watched my other video fishing the Jika rig on a kayak, I basically use the same rig, right? Having the light rig fishing structure freaking slays them. So I'm gonna take a moment to talk about it, and then we'll talk about the rod and reel setup very quick, because I am continuing reviewing this setup because I got the pre-production rod from Ark, right? So I want to let you guys know how I feel fishing the Jika rig with the setup. Anyway, so these guys here, if you guys been watching my channel, nothing new, okay? But a lot of people always ask, like, because there's always new followers. So we are basically using a quick change system, and there is many different models that they have. They even have wacky rigs, okay? But I'm gonna share these two specific ones because these are the ones I use. There's even thicker ones for those who are not using Bait Finesse. But this guy right here is the normal one you'll get, and it doesn't have any coating like this guy here. This specific one here have a special coating for saltwater anglers, okay? So for inshore folks, so it has a little bit stronger corrosion resistance. So they're pretty much the same, okay? Hook style and everything. Sometimes it's hard to get one, so I'll grab the other one. And yeah, it's very popular. Each time it comes to the US, I think it sells out very, very quick. So hopefully Varivas will bring some more in, and you know, Bait Finesse Empire will stock them up, and everyone will be happy for this season. There's two styles. I don't have the other one, but this specific one, you guys can see it, right? It's the long, slim one. There's the other one that's like a little smaller, kind of like a grenade, rather than the pipe grenades. It's a ball grenade, okay? But I've been using the 1.8. You guys can use lighter if you guys fishing those close quarter structure, okay? Like if you want to get your lure falling slow, to trigger those bite, use lighter ones. But when I am fishing, let's say on a banks, I'm casting out, I'm jigging, I like to use something heavier because you don't know how deep you're going to be fishing. You want to fish jig rigs mainly at the bottom if you're covering water. But when you're fishing structure, I like to use lighter weights so I could get that slow fall in front of them. And by the time it gets to the bottom, I can work it a few times, bring it back up, and flip and pitch to the next spot, right? Power fishing with Bait Finesse, okay? So very, very awesome. You guys can check out the link in the description below where you guys can get these Bait Finesse Empire. But to this rod right here, using 6-pound Fluoro line fishing with these small hooks right here. Okay, I was using size 1 for the X-Zone Stuff Finesse series stuff because that's pretty much all their lures is rated for size 1 hook, and it's perfect. Okay, and it's thin enough with the taper of this bass rod right here. The Bass Bait Finesse series is perfect for these Texas rigging fishing application. I feel like in the US market, when it comes to rods and reels and lines and everything for Bait Finesse, it's very confusing because right now, the US, they're more into the freestyle Bait Finesse, and everyone using PE lines, thin PE lines, so they have more of a moderate bends and stuff like that so that it doesn't snap line. But when it comes to these weedless application, right, texposing, a lot of these softer bend rods will handle it, but for some of these, when you actually bury the hook in and stuff like that, you're gonna need a strong backbone and a taut midsection, okay, in order to set those hook and then haul the fish out. So yeah, this rod right here, the specific one I got, it's the BF68L XC, X for fast tip, right? And yeah, this should be slated to be available at the middle of May of 2025. So stay tuned for that. If date shifts, I'll let you guys know. You guys just follow me on Instagram or even my YouTube because I sometimes post it up there as well, and then also Facebook. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. But Jika rig, fantastic. I love it. You'll see me fish more of it this year, and potentially you'll see me fish these weights with wacky rigs. I haven't shown it to you guys yet, but there are wacky rigs that you can connect these to, and it is a killer. All right, so stick around. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next episode.